Hello, I have a question. Are other people losing weight but not you? I wanted to create a video for those individuals that no matter what they do, they just can't lose weight. For those people that actually don't have the discipline, they don't have the willpower. You know, sometimes I'll put a video out, a success story, that doesn't necessarily motivate them. It kind of just pisses them off because they're not losing weight and other people are. So this video is not for the person that can do it easily. It's for the person that needs some additional help. It needs, we need to break it down so it's really, really easy, because what happens is the way you build your confidence is through seeing change. And this video is for those people that have a lot of losses stacked up, and no matter what they do, it just is not working and they just can't stick to it. All right? Or maybe they can't even get started. So we're going to talk about how to make it easier and how to make it more gradual so there's less pain and suffering trying to lose weight as compared to what's typical of starving yourself and depriving yourself. So let's go through some points. Number one, we want to focus on what to do, necessarily not what not to do. Like people are saying, oh, you just have to avoid this and this and this, and it gets really overwhelming. So what to do? What can you do? Well, the first thing I want to talk about is putting in the pleasure foods, keeping these pleasure foods around the house versus avoiding them, because that seems to be the biggest challenge with people. Like, now I can't eat something that gives me pleasure. So I have a lot of videos. Some are simple, some are more difficult, but focus on the simple ones. There's alternative cookies. There are alternative types of chocolate type treats. There's like cakes and different things like that you can make, or you can just buy things like this. Like, take a look at this. Lily's chocolate milk. This is caramelized and salted chocolate. This is amazing. Guess how much sugar it is? 1 gram of sugar. That's incredible. 1 gram of sugar. This is something you can consume. So that way you have it in the house, you're not depriving yourself, it's something you can use as a go-to. And I like to dip it with peanut butter. It's like a peanut butter cup. Chocolate caramel salted with peanut butter. It's awesome, awesome. There's also some Lily's chocolate chips that you can drop into peanut butter and consume that as well at the meal, just to make it so you feel like you're getting something. So that's number one. All right, don't deprive, focus on what you can do. I think that's going to be really a key strategy in having around the house so you can do it. All right, number two, we want to make these steps more on a gradual, easy stair-step way into doing this. The hard thing that people have an issue with is the intermittent fasting, like depriving yourself of to 1 meal a day. For some people, it's really hard. Some people can do it very easily, but until the cravings go away, you're going to need to do it very gradually. So when I talk about starting with 3 meals a day and then going to 2, some people cannot even start with 3 meals a day. So we're going to start with 4 meals a day, okay? So we do 4 meals a day, and then you're eating another meal at night as a snack. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. If you need to add the snack like between lunch and dinner, that's fine. But here's what I want you to do. Instead of snacking on protein that everyone else is snacking on, I want you to snack on some fat or vegetables. You know, you could even take like lettuce leaves, and they have different types of herb cream cheese, things like that you can spread on the lettuce leaf, or dips with vegetables. You can do hummus. Like, that would be a really good snack because it's fat and it's vegetable. And at least fat has the least amount of insulin spike. So that would be a really good tip as your snack, as you're doing this gradual intermittent fasting into your life. So we start with 4 meals, or just do the snacks that are non-protein. Protein will spike insulin. So we don't want to spike insulin. Fat spikes insulin just a little bit because just in eating in general. And vegetables are not going to spike insulin too much. So that's what we need to focus on, all right? The other thing is that we want to make sure the meals are very, very simple to make. They're not like this huge, complex recipes. You know, for myself, I cook my own meals. So I'll have like lettuce and dressing. That would be part of it. And then I'll make a hamburger patty. I'll put some mustard on it. And then I'll have some nuts. Boom, it's done. It's 1 meal. So I don't make these complex meals. I don't have time. I need to make it and then go do my thing. So just keep the meals really, really, really simple and basic. Now, electrolyte powder, the reason why I'm bringing this up because a lot of people actually find this very helpful to make it easy, and they depend on this when you drink this electrolyte powder. It's sweet, there's no sugar in it. It has a ton of potassium, so it instantly reduces cravings, and it allows people just to go on a lot longer. And actually, on a physical level, it does reduce the need for insulin. So it's a really good go-to thing as a drink or a shake, a sweet drink that just makes it easier. And any type of green drinks are good. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is you want to differentiate the most important things versus the trivial. Because if you're spending all your time doing the wrong things or things that are not going to make a big difference, you're just spinning your wheels. It's not worth it. So I'm going to jump right to the trivial first. The trivial things are counting your steps with a pedometer. That is the biggest waste of time because adding some more steps to the day, burning a couple more calories is not going to add up to anything significant at all. In fact, if we were just to take exercise, I mean, it spends like, you spend a half hour or an hour a day exercising, that's a tremendous amount of time and investment. Realize that's only going to contribute to 15% of your overall improvements in weight loss. That's as much as you're going to do. It's 85% of it is going to be eating. So 15%. So if you're going to invest an hour a day, I would rather take that hour and put it into some other things like planning out what you're going to eat, focusing on getting the right meals versus wasting time exercising. Now, I'm not saying don't do it, but the point, if you were to weigh it out, exercise is not going to be the big thing that's going to turn things around as fast as you would like them. Okay, so counting steps is a waste of time. Counting calories is a waste of time because we're not talking about a calorie is a calorie. Calories differentiate from one thing to another. So if you have carbohydrate calories versus fat calories, carbohydrate calories turn into fat because they spike insulin. Fat calories mistakenly don't necessarily turn into fat unless you consume a lot of them, but the point is it doesn't raise insulin, and what we're trying to do is fix insulin. Fixing insulin is going to lower your set point, so the point where you're not going to plateau anymore, so you can keep going lower and lower and lower with your weight. So I wouldn't waste your time counting calories. It's not going to be the thing that's going to help you. That's why I like Weight Watchers. There's not a lot of successful people long-term that I know with Weight Watchers because it's all about counting calories, but not necessarily specific calories. I know they are switching to a different point system, but still they allow too many carbs. So if we go to the vital, one of the most important things is the hidden little sugars. A little bit of fruit here, a little bit of sugar there. Sugar in your foods, your coffee, and the meals that you eat going out to restaurants and having this hidden sugar or even the breads and pasta. That right there, if we can cut that out and replace it with something healthy, that would be what you need to invest your time in because that'll make a significant difference versus counting calories. So now the other thing is adding more fat. If you were to do a lean steak and salad with your meals, it would be really hard to lose weight because you're going to be hungry all the time. You need the fat to be satisfied so you can go to intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is actually more important than even what you eat because when you don't eat, you're actually giving your body a chance to really drop that insulin. And the problem is, like, let's say you do a ketosis diet and you're eating fat, moderate protein, and vegetables. Well, the fact that you're eating, you're stimulating insulin to some degree. But intermittent fasting, you're lowering insulin. But to do this, we need the fat. So don't have this idea that you need to deprive yourself of fat. We want the fat. Avocado. Avocados are very expensive. And I don't even recommend you get the organic avocado because a lot of the pesticides, they can't get through that shell. They're not going to absorb through the avocado. So you can get away with commercial avocados. Go to a regular place that you can get like a special, like 10 for $10. That would be a great deal. Get 10, and now you got your avocados, and now you can start having avocados like 1 or 2 a day. That would really, really help you because it's a really good fat. Peanut butter, make sure there's no sugar. You can have that as your go-to, as your fat. Butter, cook with butter, put it on your egg yolks. salad dressing, olive oil, or just nuts. We want to keep that fat with the meal so you don't ever feel deprived. Sometimes you have to really shift a person's viewpoint on this fat thing because they're so concerned about fat calories. But look where it's got them. It's got them in a situation where they have no more metabolism left. So yeah, we want to spend the time on cutting sugar. We want to cut sugar out, but I would just get it out of the house and then replace it with some alternative sugars, xylitol, erythritol, monk fruit, things like that. Vegetables, important, very important to have enough of those. You want, like when I went to the farmer's market yesterday, I got some really good salad. I got great bell peppers. They're just way more delicious than the stuff I get at the store. And so I love to just chomp on those. So that's really important. And then if you don't like making salads, just make a shake with the kale, freeze it, cup of berries, blend it together, drink your shake. You can fill the whole thing up with water and then drink one now and then the other one in an hour or later in the day. Keep it in the fridge. So again, these are the most vital, important things. As you get rid of the hunger and craving, which could take 2 weeks to a month or less, it's going to be easier. When it's easier, when you're not hungry and you're not craving, you'll be able to do this a lot better. And then because you're doing it, you're going to see physical change, health change, and then weight loss change. That's what's going to build up your confidence. So now you know this does work, and now you ride the wave. And if you get off track, you know what to do to get back on track. But I always recommend we want to build you up on success, not comparing yourself with some guy down the street that can lose like 10 pounds in a week. That's just unreal. Don't worry about that. Just focus on yourself, improvements in your waist first. Don't even measure yourself on the scale, just measure your waist. That's very important. So it gets easier as you go. And then what you want to do is you want to plan out your meals in advance, like at least 1 or 2 days. So that way you're not thinking about what am I going to eat today. You already have it planned, so you just focus on the doingness, not the like, what am I going to eat today? What's in the fridge? So plan it out all the time, and then that way it's like an automatic thing. All right? So these are just some ideas on things that you can do to just kind of make it simple, get you there faster, and not get so frustrated. All right? Thanks for watching. Hi guys. Hey, listen, I created a pretty amazing evaluation quiz down below that actually analyzes your symptoms to find the cause, the root cause of all of your symptoms, the most likely cause. So take the quiz now, and we'll send you a report.